Welcome back, you no good bastards, to the Pod Deep Podcast. Be very quiet. Kick back. Listen up. Subscribe, comment, and like. Pod Deep Podcast. Pod Deep.
Yes, it feels good to be back. That music sounded good. The boys are back from a hiatus. Pod Deep Podcast. Got Said in the House, Hughes, Jay, the Notorious One. Getting ready to kick it off, guys. But yeah, it feels good. The music felt good. It feels good to be back. Let's kick it off like we normally kick it off. Question of the day. Okay, gentlemen, your son, 16 years old, he comes home to you and says, Pop, I am dating my teacher. I've been seeing my teacher. I'm hitting my teacher. She's 29 years old. Remember, he's 16. As you look further into it, you find out he's been an aggressor the whole time. He started the conversation. He's sending the text. He gaming her up. You the first person that know this information. What do you do with it? Let me recap that for you again. 16-year-old son come to you. He dating, seeing, having sex with his 29-year-old teacher. He tells you what's going on. He has clearly been the aggressor in the situation. Teacher fine, by the way.
Okay.
Tell me what y'all do with that information.
She gonna go to jail if she don't fuck me. Oh God. You're doing 25 to life. You're gonna top me off every Friday. It's between me and my motherfucking son. Yeah.
So what y'all think, Rob? What you think?
Shit. I don't know.
Jared, what you think?
I think on that one.
In real life, you have to try to stop it. You have to try to convince him to stop. Maybe, pull that teacher aside and have a conversation with that teacher. Like the real adult parent thing, will be to do that. Now, on the flip side, if he didn't want to stop, she didn't want to stop, you probably have to just let it go, let it run its course, see what happens.
But
So,
you want to say you wouldn't get the law involved at all, though, right?
No, I wouldn't.
Okay. What you say?
No, I mean I agree. I definitely wouldn't get the law involved. Would I pull a squeak and demand demand reparations? Probably not. I probably wouldn't do that. But like you say, I would have a talk with my son and just try to reason with him that this is not okay, you had your fun, you knocked your teacher off, but this shit gonna have to stop, because it ain't gonna go nowhere. Also talk with her too. But you know what, mate? Maybe I'm lying to myself. Maybe I do pull a squeak and pull her to the side and try to do something. I don't know. That sound kind of, that sound kind of right. Especially if she fine.
She fine.
Yeah.
So Squeak, that's what you doing?
Nah, I was just bullshitting. Realistically, what you want to do is tell your son the danger that he can get the teacher in if he get out. You know what I'm saying? If you care for her like you do, that's statutory rape. And even though in your mind you want her, you pulled her, but you're a minor to her. You know what I'm saying? The second phase of that thing is that if you fuck up and get her pregnant, she may keep it. If she keeps it, she's gonna come back after your ass for child support. You're not ready to have a kid. So even though I'm your father and I ain't gonna be pressing you dating a young lady your age, a more experienced woman is gonna demand different things from you. You know what I'm saying? So you might be on level 1 right now, but the longer you keep going, you know what I'm saying, you're gonna be on level 2 real quick. And that's when that condom come off and all that other shit. So I'm explaining my that to my son. You know what I'm saying? One half, man. I ain't gonna say I'm proud of you, but you did something your old man ain't pulled off. You know what I'm saying? But with that being said, it's time to pause and look at the bigger picture. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna try to preach that to my son and let him know the situation that he got himself into, especially if he care about the teacher. You're putting her in danger. You know what I'm saying? So that's the angle that I would get at him. Like, you're not ready to have a baby, and 2, if anybody finds out about that, I'm not talking about myself, because I'm looking at it like this. If you told me, who else have you told? If somebody else leaked this information back, she's definitely going to jail. She's definitely going to get registered as a sex offender. You're going to ruin her career. If you haven't thought about that, this is why you want to stop. Our kick.
What about y'all wife? Do y'all keep it from her?
I would, because I wouldn't want my wife to be a live firecracker. I wouldn't want my wife to look at that like she taking advantage of her baby.
Yeah, because that's what's gonna happen.
Yeah,
the wife going for the throat.
Yeah, she gonna go for the throat, and she looking to sue the school and get all this money, and talking about my son is a victim and all this shit. My son, now we at the press conference, and I wouldn't want that. I wouldn't want to do a young lady like that bad. But that is wrong that you went to my 60-year-old and gave him something. You didn't come to me when I came to parent teacher conference. You didn't give me no ass, but you gave my.
But remember, he gamed her up.
Yeah, but I was there checking on him. You didn't give me shit. You know what I'm saying? So yeah,
So man, I was thinking about this. And I knew we was gonna all be in the same camp. We ain't giving our son up. We ain't gonna give our son up. However, man, I gotta have a conversation with this teacher, man. I'm like, what you on? Like what you on?
Mm-hmm.
My goofy ass son, what are you on? A 16-year-old gaming you up like that? What you on? So but that's a tough one, man. That's a tough one. I do my best to try to break it up. Have a talk with her. Try to talk some sense into him. But I don't know, man. But somebody brought up a good thing. Is your son clearly the aggressor? Would he be, in your eyes, is he considered a victim?
Oh yeah, victim of his hormones. But by law he is.
So that's what I'm gonna say. In my eyes, is he a victim? No. In the eyes of the law, yeah. Mm-hmm. But in my eyes, no, he's not a victim. But
if you flip this whole scenario, we all got daughters. Fast forward your daughter. We coming up there with the guns loaded.
Yeah, that's why it's son, and right. I know it's a double standard, and I'm okay with that. You know what I'm saying? It is.
Even if they bring it to us first without trying to tell mom, it's like, you trust me enough to tell me this shit? You ain't tell your mama? Oh, okay.
Okay. Now, last tweak to this. Same scenario. Guy, your son. But this teacher that he's doing this with, she likes.
I'm just
He like she would be on your scale, whatever you on your scale, she would be like a number, like a 2 on your scale of good looking people. On your scale, on whatever 2 is with you, that's what she would be on your scale. How does that change anything?
It's still the same situation, because if you get her pregnant and he really careful, even though I look at her like a 2, but he didn't, fell in love with her, like you still can railroad her career, she shouldn't be doing this to you. So you got to end this shit.
Okay.
Yeah, just because she ugly don't change it.
Okay.
I ain't gonna run to the law just because she a 2.
What about you, Jay?
Yeah, the same. It doesn't matter how she looks. It's the situation,
Would y'all think that your son is getting used then on that? Would you think your son is getting used? Like this lady couldn't get nobody else, but she using your son? Did that cross any of y'all mind in that scenario?
It didn't cross my mind. That's really a double standard, because none of us are even thinking about calling the authorities. But if it's our daughters, that's off the rip.
That's it. But if it's an ugly woman, it's a real ugly woman that she, in your opinion, she couldn't get nobody else, but she hugged up with your 16-year-old.
But he was the aggressor.
But he still was the aggressor.
So it'd be different if she was ugly and she was pressing him, but
okay.
But
okay.
I still won't look at him as a victim.
Yeah, that's true.
I wouldn't look at it as a victim, but I'd be real leery, like, oh, this lady can't get nobody else. That's what this lady can't get nobody else. She want to take advantage of my son. She want to manipulate my son. I would be, and this is crazy, I'd be way more upset with an ugly woman than a fine woman. And that's just what it is for me.
But you upset at your son, or you upset at the lady?
I'm upset with the lady.
Okay.
So, all right, y'all. That was the question of the day. All right. So recently, I had this dude that was getting married. He came up to me, and he knew I've been married for a while. I've been married for like 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
He came to my anniversary party, and he asked me a question that I thought I'd just pose to the group and just kind of see what y'all kind of advice would y'all say or what y'all would give him. The question was, is there a question that you would have asked your spouse before you got married? Or what question would you have asked your spouse before you got married if you knew how everything would have went how your marriage went? I hope that makes sense. So what question would you have asked your spouse before you got married if you could do it all over, knowing what you know now?
I think I would ask her, like, what's her expectations of me as her husband, and write it down, because realistically, we just went with the I love you, we've been together for these many years and shit like that, but we never really I never really revealed to her my expectations as from her as a wife, what are my expectations and stuff like that. So we both have these hidden feelings until we come live together of, waking up the next day and a few days in a week, like, this ain't what the fuck it was supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? Because my view of what I thought my wife would be is different from, her view and stuff like that. So if I can go back in time, I would ask her that, write that shit down. That probably would change over time, that her answers, but at least I would go into the marriage knowing what I'm up against and stuff like that. What she expects from me, So that would be my question.
That was a good answer.
Thank you. That was my light question. I mean, light little answer.
What'd you say, Jared?
I'm gonna keep it light because my wife listens to this. I would just ask her, "Are you a hoarder?" Because I'm starting to find out she may be a little bit of a hoarder. It's shit everywhere. I turn this camera around and walk room to room or into a closet. You'd be like, "What the fuck is this?" Or the basement. Fucking boxes not open, brand new boxes of shit not open, cleaning supplies, clothes. I would say, or you a hoarder, and let's try to figure that out. I hate that clutter. I don't like, to have all that. I have a bunch of tools and junk myself, but I just really don't like that clutter.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, or you a hoarder? Do you have a hoarding problem? I kind of suspected it, but now I know it. I know it.
Yeah.
I know it now.
I'm glad you cleaned that up. I'm glad I turned my ears on a little more because at first I thought you said, "Are you a whore?"
Me too.
So I was like,
Hoarder.
"Whoa!" So I'm glad I listened a little more and found out you were saying hoarders.
Oh.
You guys are better than me. I can't think of a question. I guess I was thinking when I saw this pose, I guess I was looking at it from the standpoint of, is there something that out there that I want to know about, and do I ask her this before we get married so I can, find out about a situation like, what was
Sure.
up with you and old boy, just some shit like I was looking at it from that way of thinking. So I don't really have a question
Okay.
that I would ask.
That's where I was at. I kept saying that. I kept saying I don't have a question. That's why I came up with that one.
I think my question would have been, she had a good job. A question of more of how long will it take you to get to where you want to get in your profession? That was probably my biggest struggle. Was she was going to this job that she hated, but she was trying to get to the top of it. And I'm like, well, why do it? My whole mentality is I'm gonna keep moving, I'm gonna keep making money. But if I don't like it, or if it's gonna take me this crazy amount of time, I don't want to get it. I wish I would have had an expectation because she's finally got there. And life is great, but it took a while. Her, battling, and that does something to the household. When mama come home ain't happy with work, that just does something to the household. So that's number one. And then like at the end of this, is it worth it? So is the income that you're gonna end up making, is it worth you beating up yourself through this whole process, or beating up the whole family through this whole process getting there? I think that's the thing that we struggle with early on in her career. And that's probably that's the thing that we kind of talked about. I asked y'all this: did y'all go with expectations at all?
What do you mean?
So did y'all go over?
Oh, okay.
Did y'all just talk about like, hey, this is what I'm expecting from you? Like, did y'all have that conversation? This is what I'm expecting from you, and then she say, this is what I'm expecting from you.
I got a lot now. Shit. If we did, I want to say we did, man. I don't remember that shit. I'm being honest. I don't remember it. I think I went in saying who I wasn't gonna be. Like I went in like that. I went into this marriage saying I'm not gonna be like my old man, whatever that means to me. Meaning like, don't stay out all night and not come home. That kind of shit, you know what I'm saying? I went in with those kind of insecurities, and then I had to break that and realize like I am my own self. You know what I'm saying? So I went in saying that if I am gonna stay out late with the fellas, call in, check in with her, and not feel like I'm such a simp because I'm doing that, to let her know that hey, I'm out with the fellas, and I'll be home a little later.
Expectations, Jared, did y'all go over?
Yeah, we did. It's the same shit. Same stuff over and over, over and over. Yeah, but relationships are a work in progress. So you go in knowing what they want, and you trying to try to kind of tell them or show them what you expect, and you kind of meet in the middle. And I think the whole relationship is basically time spent trying to reach those levels.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Trying to work with this person to get them up to this level, get this person up to this level, going back and forth, just trying to come together and build together. So yeah, to answer the question, yeah, we did have talk about expectations, but that's the ongoing conversation the whole time you with somebody. To me,
I'll go next because we had assumptions, like, right? We just assumed that you know what to do, I know what to do.
Right.
But we really didn't have the this is what I'm expecting, this is what she's expecting. It was just kind of an assumption. I'm assuming you're expecting this, and she was assuming I was expecting something. So the answer, we didn't really have that lined out, defined. This is what I want, this is what we want. That it was just kind of assumed. I'm gonna assume you want this, and she's gonna assume I want that. Worked out, but we didn't have the conversation. Yeah. What about you, Rod?
I think it was more her expectations of me, more so than my expectations of her. Because as a man, we're as the husband, we're kind of, well, I can't speak for everybody, but we fuck up. If something went wrong, 9 times out of 10 we did it. So so you spend a bunch of time meeting certain expectations, but like I said, I don't believe I reciprocated that to her as this is what I expect. I'm so busy trying to meet her expectations. Shit, I lose track of, wait a minute, what you need to do,
Yeah.
But no, but it wasn't. Yeah. So it was one way, not a fair exchange, I should say.
All right, cool.
Not to bring this up, but said you are right. We had those assumptions as well, and I think that's what led to us with the 50-50 or putting it in one pot, because we didn't have a conversation about that. I think we both knew what we brought to the table so far as what we owe in our debt. But once we got up under one roof, it was like, you're not gonna pay for mine, or you ain't gonna pay for mine. It was that kind of shit. We hadn't talked shit out. You know what I'm saying? We hadn't even had a joint account. It was just a bunch of assumptions and shit, and that led to a bunch of arguments and a bunch of walking past each other, not saying shit, that kind of shit, beefing, where you have to talk,
Cool. So my partner at work, Kevin, that was for you. That's some advice from 4 married guys that range from all different, from pretty much a newlywed to pretty much somebody that's been married for 11 years. So,
well, did he have a question that he asked his wife?
He just said he asked that question. He asked that question. What is there questions that you would ask your? That's the question he asked me. Knowing what you know now, what question would you ask your spouse to make sure y'all set yourself up for a good life?
So he didn't actually ask her a question, but he just wanted to know.
He wanted some advice on doing it.
Gotcha.
He wanted some advice on doing it. So I hope that helped my brother. All right, guys, moving on to the next topic. So female rap beef has been in the news these last couple of weeks. The whole Nicki Minaj going at Megan Thee Stallion, and and all that's probably the biggest news that's happened. I kind of want to first talk about that a little bit. What's y'all feeling on that? Is that real? Is that real rap beef? Is that some bullshit? Is that real rap beef? Is that ladylike? What's y'all thought on that?
I think Nicki is a different kind of animal. You know what I'm saying? And I think females deserve to have rap beef just like the males deserve to have rap beef. I think the rap industry, seemed like they went against Megan, and when she had the court case with Tory. So she caught a lot of strays from a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? From the fans, from people within the industry. Siding with Tory and shit like that. So I think the rap beef is legit when the females battle. you don't get the sense that nobody's going to lose their life. Kind of how the Pac and other rap, how the males street beef goes and stuff like that. It's all bars. But the difference with Nicki is that she should be an icon. You know what I'm saying? And you wouldn't want a Jay-Z, having a beef with Lil Uzi Vert, like a young MC. You know what I'm saying? Because y'all from different classes and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So, I look at Nicki like an elder, and she should, put her arms around the girls. But I guess what the karma is real. What come around, go around. What she did to Lil Kim was dirty. You know what I'm saying? And that's really the rap beef that she should have been into. You know what I'm saying? Her versus Lil Kim. You stole her whole style and stuff like that. So you got to answer to that. I'm here for it as long as it don't, cause no bloodshed. I'm here for it.
Is it interesting to you? Is it even interesting?
It was not the best disses. It wasn't a Sheeta by Remy Ma. You know what I'm saying? And some of the female rap beefs haven't been historically, outside of Roxanne Shante, haven't been historically great. You know what I'm saying? It's just one track here, one track there, then it's over. It's not that Nas, Jay-Z, where it's like, showstopper. It's not that Drake, that Meek Mill shit. Drake got a Grammy for his diss track. You know what I'm saying? So we have yet to hear that from two female MCs that have produced on both sides, both produced like 5-star records. You know what I'm saying? So we have yet to get to that point. So, like I said, I'm here for it.
Ryan, what's your thoughts?
It don't register for me. Like, I don't really respect. Let me not say I don't respect, but female rappers aren't on my radar. Mm-hmm. So if they going back and forth, it don't matter, because it's I don't know. I guess I'm a chauvinist or something, man. I cannot listen to a woman rap. Well, I can't listen to none of these women rap and be like, damn, I need to download that song or buy that album. It's just like I can't get into it. So, like this whole Megan versus Nicki. I mean, why is it? Why are they beefing? Did something happen that caused it, or Nicki just picking on them?
So I don't know how to originally started, but I know like on Megan's song, everybody pick on Nicki because her husband is like a convicted sex offender. Mm-hmm. So everybody sprinkle some bars about that a lot, So, but I don't know where the original beef came from, but I know in her last song she said something about that.
Okay,
brought that up, and that and I think they had some kind of issue before, but I know that's what's the most recent thing about.
But to answer your question, no, I don't think it's bullshit. Like Squeak say, rap, bras can have rap beefs too. It's all good, Mm-hmm. We don't have to hold them to a different standard. Like, oh, y'all shouldn't be doing this. Y'all beautiful black queens and all that shit like that.
Uh-huh.
They can go at each other, but it's just, for me, it's hard for me to get into it. It's like Eminem. Like, female rappers are like Eminem to me. And what I mean by that is that I just can't get into him. I know he's supposed to be dope, or he is dope, but I just can't get into him. Okay. Is it because he's white? Probably. Can I, Nicki's nice, but I can't get into her. Is she nice? Yeah, probably. Yeah, she is, but I can't get into her. Why? She a woman.
So white people and females.
I can't fuck with them when it comes to rap.
Jay, what you think, man?
I think it's corny. Songs, they're quality songs. I try to listen to both. I just turn them off like midway through. It doesn't really move the needle for me. I don't really care. So I got a little bit of mix of what Rodney is saying. It's entertainment, let them do their thing, but I'm not really into it. I don't really care either way. I'm not the biggest Megan fan. Now, if it came down to Nicki versus Megan, I'm going with Nicki every time. Mm-hmm. She is a good rapper. She can rap. She makes good music. Yeah, as far as the beef, let them beef. They really probably shouldn't because they're running rap right now. They should try to make it last as long as possible. It took
Good point.
40 years for them to be in control. First it was by region. This region had it. New York had it. The West had it. The Midwest had it. The South still has it. Now the women have it. Try to make that run as long as possible instead of destroying basically your legacy or your career.
That's how. One other piece to it that is coming up now, they have these big ass fan bases, right? And fans are stands. They crazy. Like they crazy. So man, they are really like there was a Megan's mother is in the cemetery buried. They have to enforce the police at the cemetery to fear that some Nicki Minaj fans will come in and mess up the gravestone and
what are they? They call them barbs or some shit.
Yeah, like right. They got these huge fan bases, and that's what makes it crazy because that's what to me causes all this confusion. Now you got groups of people fight. You got like gangs fighting now. You know what I'm saying? So as far as me, I don't really jump on my radar either. I think you made a great point, Jared, when you said it's really probably a time where they can combine and they can really get paid and they can show what a real female MC could do. But I think because of this fan base stuff, they're gonna be at it. This could get out of hand, man. This could get crazy out of hand, like fucking banging on wax or something. You know what I'm saying? I can see that happening.
But Nicki Minaj. Now go ahead.
Now, when you think about it, it's so much money to make. Think about it. Think about tours. No big female rappers have combined to go on tour yet. So yeah, they missing money.
Is it because why is that? Is it because they women and they can't get along?
I say it's a little bit of that, not wanting to work together, cat fights, that type of stuff.
We may need to have the guests when we do the women's show. We may have to have them come on and talk about that because I think that's a real thing. I think it's a real thing. They can't get together and make because there's too much money for this nonsense. There's too much money to be made for this nonsense.
Well, one of the reasons they can't do that because we put them against each other. What we do is the first one come up, we hold on the pedestal. The second one come up has to take a shot at the first one, and the shit never stops. It just never stops. In order to get on, you have to take a shot at the first one that's out there, and it's almost like a connected dot shit. Like guys go out their way to find their next Nicki Minaj to introduce to the world, and she's taking shots. When you think about Nicki Minaj, she has Lil' Kim career. Now she took it to the next level, but when she came out, she was doing everything like Lil' Kim. You know what I'm saying? For her to not even embrace or acknowledge Lil' Kim is just a slap in the face. You using her whole damn style. I think she's a better rapper on her own, or let me say this: I think she gives better features than any female MC outside of Mia X rapping with guys. But just making a hip hop song and getting it, I don't get all of that from Nicki Minaj. I think Cardi B make better rap songs. Nicki is very talented.
I got a question, Squeak. How is when you say she took Lil' Kim's style? What do you mean by that?
The wigs, the outfit, the colorful wigs, the hair, that pose where Lil' Kim squatted down. Everything Lil' Kim did, Nicki Minaj has redone.
Oh, okay.
And
I was just making sure. I'm just trying to if it was you talking about rapping or
rap style,
or
no, not rap style, just her image. You know what I'm saying? Just mimicking her and stuff like that without acknowledging like, hey, that's who I look up to. She like the GOAT without even saying that shit. Like we can't see that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like you ain't put her on the feature of no song, and we know you using her and shit like that. You've never featured her on a song, and so I would think that would make one thing people have a problem with when they number one. A lot of people have a problem with flattery. whether they say that's a compliment or a backhand jab if you copying me. You know what I'm saying? Flattery is not something, is not a natural trait to, you know what I'm saying, really receive that well. You know, it's all on the individual basis of somebody just really emulating you. You know what I'm saying? You would think that naturally you would be like, I see where you got that from. Salute to you. But everybody like, this nigga wanna be me. Like, what's up with you? You can't be me. I'm me. You know, so flattery is, you know, that's a tricky thing. You know what I'm saying? But go ahead.
But think about Nikki's. So Lil Kim clearly came out. She was successful at what she was doing.
Mm-hmm.
What other way could Nikki come out? So my point is that was really one at that point. That was only really one way to come out and be successful and smash. To me,
Nope.
you had to. I think you had to sell sex a little bit. You could be like the Brat.
I was just gonna say
you could, but the Brat ain't nearly successful as Lil Kim. Or
yes, she is. The Brat is the first female that has a platinum hip hop album. Lil Kim didn't do that first, and Lil Kim comes before the Brat. The Brat was outselling Biggie at one point on his Ready to Die.
The Brat came before Lil Kim.
Yeah, she came. Okay, you're right. You're absolutely right. She did come before her. She came before her. But when Lil Kim came out, Lil Kim hasn't sold more records than Brat. Maybe she has in 2024, but the Brat is successful.
So the Brat on one hand is a tomboy, a boy. She's basically a gay person, right? Mm-hmm. So you could be that, be successful that way, or you could be a lady like Lil Kim.
Well, Lil Kim ain't no lady.
I thought she sold sex. I thought she was nice. I thought she was nice enough with her rhymes. Whoever wrote them or whatever, her rhymes was nice. But she sold sex.
Right.
How else do you? I mean, how do you? If you can't be a dude, you got to go. You got to go this woman lane. I think she just gave her a lane to go. I think Nikki surpassed it, but I think she just gave her a way to go.
Well, MC, when you say that, this reminds me of the conversation I had with your wife when we were talking about Sexy Red and Meg and all that. And you're right. The industry, consumers, whatever, we pigeonhole women into that.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you just straight up rap and don't show your ass, titties or whatnot, you what's the chick name?
Rhapsody.
Yeah.
But see, Rhapsody is cut from MC like Queen Latifah bloodline. She cut from that. They ain't shaking their ass. They ain't twerking. They ain't doing that.
But that don't work.
What kind of money they making though?
That don't work.
Look how successful they are.
Today's rap.
But success, well known and success. You think they got more money than like you think Rhapsody got more money than, let's say, Lotto?
No.
That I don't know. But when you compare whoever MC Light Pure was that was shaking her ass, MC Light is higher than them. Whoever you compare Queen, who's in Queen Latifah class that was shaking their ass, Queen Latifah is higher than them.
So I think we're saying the same thing, but you're talking about when you say higher, you mean like higher talent, or you talking about making more money? Because Foxy Brown, and you think Foxy Brown and MC Light made the same amount of money?
Nah, I think MC Light made more. MC Light hosts like BET. She's like the commentary on the BET Awards and different award programs and stuff.
I'm saying in rap. I'm just saying in rap.
None of them made money.
Yeah, with their rap careers.
None of them made money.
Yeah,
they're revered for their talent.
Yes.
But as far as being a top selling artist, like none of them, like Lotto or whoever you say, they outsell them. And it's because they selling sex.
That's it. Yeah. That's it. So while they got all this talent, they ain't making money. So Lil Kim was a blueprint for the way to go get paid, because Lil Kim was getting paid. Or you could be the Brat, be dope, get with a good producer, and you can get paid that way. Or be a tomboy. So I just think, when people say she copied her style, I just think she gave her the right path to go for a woman MC. You know, that's what I thought. So, anybody else want to add to that? All right, cool. Well, in that same vein, we're gonna call this section what the fuck? WTF. Sexy Red, man. Dude, I just want to touch on a few things. I know, like Rodney, you said, you and my wife got into a little bit about it, and I just kind of wanted to go. You know, I was reading. You know, they're calling her song the summer song of 2023 with Ski Yee. They saying that has won a couple of publications that are named at the song of the summer.
Mm-hmm.
Ski Yee. She done had cameos with the biggest, you know, Drake, Nicki Minaj, Travis Scott. I mean, she is blown up. Somebody tell me, what's the secret sauce? What, like, how is it? How is she blown up like this?
It's easy. Anybody in America can identify with what Sexy Red it is. And excuse my French, we all know what a hood bitch is. And that's what she represents. She's the first of her kind. Even though Trina was represented Miami and Florida like that, but Trina came with a classiness in her shit. Sexy Red is representing a hood bitch. There's so many women that can identify with that. There's so many guys that fuck with hood bitches and shit like that. So that's the common thing that she has. In every city, black city in US, there's a Sexy Red. So she has an audience. She has followers. We travel to Houston. They love that chick.
Yeah.
They love her. And said they love in Atlanta. Yeah. They love her, man. She has an audience. Now, she ain't the best. In my opinion, she ain't the best. When I first heard her, I laughed at it. But she's getting better and better. You know, I'm not going to say, I'm not going to knock her or nothing like that, man. Listen, she could be doing a whole lot of things. Scamming, whatever. Man, pursue your passion. You know, pursue your passion. I'm a hip hop head, and I used to listen to people say that Too Short wouldn't make it. And, you know, he was a hood guy that rapped, that had that little twang in his voice, that didn't rap like Run DMC or none of those East Coast cats, but he kept it his way, and he stayed in his lane, and he got successful, you know? And so I think that's what she's going to do. That's my opinion on sex. I like her, man.
J-Rock, what you think about Sexy Red?
Yeah, he was hit the nail on the head. So, you know, she represents the hoods of America, of the world. You know, I'm sure she has fans all around the world. So it's a hood or a ghetto in every city, everywhere. You know, so it's a lot of people who can identify with her. I don't think she's I know she's not the first of her kind. She's probably just stepped it up a notch as far as being ratchet.
Give me.
What's the one right before her who she just eclipsed? The one we were talking about. Is it
Lotto?
Glorilla. Glorilla was you know, stage one hood, and then Sexy Red just came over the top of her. There's some other chicks out there. A chick named Suki Hana. She performed, you know, took her shirt off and performed.
Yeah,
there's some ratchet chicks out there.
Yeah, listen, that's how Cardi started.
Cardi, yep.
That's how Cardi started.
Those those bras from Crime Mob, they were ratchet. Remember Crime Mob back in the day?
I remember. That's a classic. That's a classic. Yes.
Dude, this another level. It's in to your point. I didn't even think it's going beyond the ghetto because like radio airplay, her song, the Pound Town song, it was number 14 overall radio airplay when it came out. And in hip hop, it was the number 21 song. So it was higher on mainstream. It was higher than it was on hip hop platforms. So she just touching it, but man, I don't know. She's just touching the audience like outside of hip hop with the songs. So she got some, she got some songs, man. I didn't think she had some, but she got some songs out there.
And you know, when people not from the hood, they're gonna flock to what they think the hood is doing. You know, that's just what it is. You know, if the hood is doing this, people from suburban areas and people that's not from rural areas, they want to know what's going on with the hood. So she would be their reporter. So that's she gonna give them that feeling. You know, like I don't have to be in the hood and get shot and bribed, but I can listen to you and get in that vibe and be in my car in my room throwing up gang signs. You know what I'm saying, and rapping that bullshit. You know, but I hope she goes somewhere with it. I hope at the end of the day she make that curve, that switch, and that growth. You know what I'm saying? You know.
What you think, Rod?
I'm disgusted. I'm totally disgusted. I guess it's kind of the old man in me. I guess.
Yeah.
It's like I look at it from a bigger picture.
I thought he was pausing.
Huh?
You dropped off.
Yeah. I don't. I'm just disgusted.
Well, let me ask you a question. You grew up liking Too Short. Did you ever feel that way about Too Short? And he was just explicit. But is it because
it's
it's
a double standard? You know, what can I say? It's a double standard.
Okay.
You know.
Yeah.
You know, when you got a girl out here talking about my coochie pink, my booty hole brown, it's just that's just so disastrous to me, you know. But hey, you know, she found a way to make it out of her situation or whatnot. But me personally, I think it's trash. I'm disgusted by it.
Is anybody shocked how she's been embraced though? Is anybody like shocked? Is that shocked anybody how she's been embraced by everybody?
I think she's gonna be able to flip it. I think if she add Luke, I think if she add Too Short to some songs, I think she's gonna grow, man. I honestly think she's gonna grow. You know what I'm saying?
It's just a different day and age.
Yeah.
So it's just a different day and age. So you like going back to what you was just talking about, Squeak, the Queen Latifah, the Boney in the middle, the MC Light. They ain't make this kind of money on rap.
But see, here's what you have to do. You know, I say last year we talked about how Kendrick linked up and added Kodak Black on his song.
Mm-hmm.
That's such an odd combination, but the shit was so tight and genius because you got two people that rap different but from the same world. Kendrick from the projects of California. You know what I'm saying? Where Kodak's from the projects of Florida. You know what I'm saying? Now Kendrick holds this intelligence, you know what I'm saying, to the world, but in private, he from the hood. So they can identify with each other. You know what I'm saying? So much to the point to where, you know, he like, I feel probably comfortable around Kodak than I feel around this other backpack rapper. So I think opposites attract. You know what I'm saying? So I would say that Rhapsody and MC Light, they could do a song with Sexy Red.
Yeah.
Lotto could do a song with Sexy Red, and that's what you have to do.
Nikki did one with her, and it's good. Nikki did.
That's what you have to do as a entertainer, as a rapper, is to add different MCs, different producers, and grow. You know what I'm saying? You teaching. Every song ain't got to be about shaking your ass, but it could be about scamming. It could be whatever they make it. You know, just got to add. You got to add.
So it could be about scamming.
Whatever, you know what I'm saying? They do that in every city too. Everybody got their little thing they doing. You know?
Hey, that's a good parallel, Squeak. Kodak Black is Sexy Red. That's a really good. Well, no, he way more. He talented. He talented as fuck. I like Kodak. He talented.
But in the beginning, nobody saw that though.
But that grime, that grime is just what is almost exactly what Sexy Red bringing. She just grimy, man, just grimy.
And it seemed like she got a good work ethic. She got a song with Drake, man. She put her shit is out there on some masterpiece shit. Every time you turn on the radio, you finna hear something about her. A car driving by, you about to hear her shit. You know what I'm saying? If you go to any strip club, they definitely gonna play her music.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, and everybody, like you said, everybody linking up. You know, Drake linking up, Lotto linking up. You know, everybody linking up with Travis Scott linking up. You know, what I'm saying?
That
It's crazy, man. I wouldn't have thought this when I first heard that song. I laughed when I first heard that song. I was like, "This is some ghetto mess." When I first heard that Pound Town, we talked about it.
Yeah,
it's like, this is retarded.
But that's like I said. That's how Cardi hit with Bodak Yellow. When she came and exploded with that, everybody laughed at her. You're talking about a former stripper trying to rap, and no one saw her work ethic. No one saw her how she was going to build that team, and she just been getting better and better and better.
But that was a hit, though. Bodak Yellow was a hit.
Bodak Yellow is a hit, but think about it. She had more songs before that one popped. She had a bunch of stuff on YouTube that hadn't took off before, like Bodak Yellow did. You know what I'm saying? So she was really trying. Some of it was going flat. Some of it was just good in New York. But Bodak Yellow is the one that just like, oh yeah, I'm rocking with Cardi. I like this little joint right here. It had a hood tone to it. The video was good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Cool, man. All right, y'all. We're gonna move on to the next topic. So, Variety magazine came out with the top 100 shows ranked publication of Variety, the top 100 shows. I wanted to throw this to the group before we get into HBO shows. What do y'all think is the number one show that they have ranked? It's the number one show of all time.
Sitcom,
it's just
drama.
Show. It's all genres.
That was on HBO or different networks?
This is just on TV. The number one show that they ranked on TV. This was their opinion of their number one show that was on TV.
I think it probably would be Seinfeld.
Any other guesses?
The Wire.
You guessing, Jay?
Yeah, Seinfeld is my guess, but since he said it, I'll go with Friends.
It was I Love Lucy. Did y'all ever watch I Love Lucy?
Yeah, I did in the summertime.
Yeah. And I was like, man, that was a good show. You know what I'm saying? Like that
we was forced to watch this shit though. In the summertime, like it wasn't too many programs on.
Look, they top shows.
Lucy is still good. If you catch your old, they are or rerun.
Yeah,
they show is still good.
They good shows. So I was like, man, I didn't even really think about that, but I was like, damn, that is a good show. Their top shows, their top 5 shows was I Love Lucy, Mad Men, The Sopranos, The Simpsons, Breaking Bad. Now I know that might not be y'all list, but could y'all argue with that list?
Yeah,
it's a solid list to me.
I think it's solid.
I never seen any of those. Well, I never seen Breaking Bad. What did you say?
Breaking Bad, The Simpsons, Sopranos, Mad Men, I Love Lucy.
So I never seen Mad Men, The Sopranos, or Breaking Bad.
Ooh.
Never seen any of those.
Yeah, really? The Simpsons is good, but to me, I wasn't stuck on glued by. It's just I got in and got out on The Simpsons.
Watch The Simpsons now. I mean, it's funny, dude. It's funny. I watch The Simpsons all the time now. It's just I got out of it. Like I watched it when it first came out. I got out of it, stopped watching it. I started watching it again as I got an adult. It makes way much more sense. It's good. It's a good show, man. It's a good show. So that brought me to our topic. I know all TV shows is way too broad, but I kind of want to talk about because HBO Max, they like a powerhouse. I kind of want to just kind of get y'all opinion on what do y'all think is HBO's best series ever.
I'll go first because I don't have any reference because I've never seen most of the shows that's on there. And I'm gonna twist it because I'm gonna say HBO Boxing was their best series.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that to me that was their best. Everything they did, Showtime eventually copied, like the 24/7 thing, and just they had all the big fights were on HBO, and then so yeah, that's my answer. HBO Boxing.
HBO Boxing. All right, Jerry, what's your HBO?
First off, HBO is iconic. I remember back in like the 80s when cable was still being rolled out. Remember when they had that intro with the music, dun, 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 with the black screen and the stars, and it was iconic with the charter, those brown or black cable boxes, clicky clack remote. It was iconic. They are the bar when it comes to series. When they put out a series and they really get behind it, it's nothing else on TV better than
I agree.
Their series. But their number one series all time, the one you can go back to, you can jump in and start a season. You don't have to start it from the beginning. Is The Sopranos.
Okay.
You could watch season 4 and just stop and come back, a year later and pick up on season 6. It's The Sopranos. That's the best series from HBO to me.
Gotcha. I'm gonna go next. That's me too. I agree. I think that's the best series ever made. Like you said, Jay, you can go. I don't think there was a bad. The Tony Dreaming that one season. That was the only kind of a little odd, but I could watch that over again. HBO Max now, it is iconic. I can go back and watch almost anything. When I think of the best shows I've ever watched, they are usually like some related to HBO some kind of way. But for me, the number one show was HBO. Was The Sopranos on HBO. What about you, Squeak?
So I got a few, man. I giving HBO a shout out because my wife started watching this show on YouTube, and I remember sending her something from Ball Alert, like Issa Rae got a show coming on HBO, and a YouTube series called Aqua Black Girl. And when it came on HBO, it was revamped to Insecure. And man, they really put their foot and gave them a budget. And what she did with that show is she changed the entire industry. Now every TV show and damn near every movie plays music and scenes. And they didn't do that shit until she did it. You know what I'm saying? Now, of course, every movie had like soundtrack and shit like that. But, as of lately, they don't do soundtracks of movies anymore and stuff like that. And the way they used to play their music to the scenes, I thought that was really iconic. My other two shows that I have for HBO was The Wire and Oz. Now The Wire has a horrible season 2.
Yeah.
That you just have to you can skip that shit. You don't even need to see that. Season 2 is horrible for The Wire. Everything else is fire. The Oz was the first of its kind, like a prison TV show that just showed you shit, like make you say, man, I don't never want to go to jail. You know what I'm saying? Whether it was real or fiction, I don't know. But I started off watching The Sopranos, but I eventually veered off from The Sopranos. It was pretty good, but I just kind of veered off it, and my life was different back then, so I never went back to finish that. But my top 3 for HBO is Insecure, The Wire, and Oz.
All right. I looked up. They ranked another publication. They ranked HBO shows. The top 5 HBO shows. Number 5, Game of Thrones. Number 4, Veep. You ever watched that?
I've seen it, but I never watched it. Nah, I know what there is.
Number 3, Leftovers. Seen that?
Mm-mm.
Number 2 was The Sopranos. Number 1 was The Wire.
And they documentaries are fire.
Yeah.
Their documentaries are fire.
Yeah.
Oh, I do got one. Now I think about it. I think this came on HBO. Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Yes.
Like that.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, man. They just got hit out the head. If you just kind of just look at what they've done, man, it's like some of the best shows ever have come through HBO. Funny, serious, documentary dramas, man. It's just good. I ain't even talk about Game of Thrones. I love Game of Thrones, so it's just I was like, man, that's crazy. So I just wonder where everybody was sitting on that. All right, y'all. Next topic. Caitlin Clark. So this is she's either a junior or senior with Iowa basketball. I think she's a senior this year at Iowa basketball.
Mm-hmm.
She's 256 points from becoming the all-time scorer in the history of college basketball, not women's, the history of college basketball. 6-foot white girl. They saying she's the GOAT. That's what most publications are saying. My question is it great white height, or can she give you that work for real? Right, I'm coming to you with this. What's your thoughts on Caitlin Clark?
It's probably 70-30.
70-30 what?
What great white height, and she can get that business. Because is she better than Diana Taurasi?
She's gonna score more.
I mean, okay, she might score more, but I don't see nothing to say that she's better than her or better than what's the other white chick? I can't think of the other white chick, but I think it's mostly height. You know, the country, you know, they always want to latch on to something. So with it being a white girl and she's the best basketball player, they're hyping her up a little more than she needs to be. But what you gonna do?
Okay, Jared, you got a thought on it?
No, I don't even know who this young lady is. So
She got a State Farm commercial now.
You know who she is, Jared. That's the girl who when LSU won, they did their hand like this.
Oh yeah. Let me pass on this.
All right. Wait.
She good for the college level. You know, right now she's the female version of Kristen Leitner. You know, it's yet to be seen if that shit transfers over to the WNBA. You know what I'm saying? So you give her roses because she balling her ass off. You know, she damn near hit 30. A game. You know, she averaging that. You know what I'm saying? So
Anescu. That's what I was trying to think of.
Okay.
Anescu, the one that's gonna go against Steph Curry in the 3-point contest.
Yeah. So it's yet to be seen how all this transfer to the next level. But as of this level, I mean, she's gone against a lot of people and dropped her points. You know, she has smooth release, smooth dribble, has a nice range on her shot. It ain't no lucky shot. You know what I'm saying? You can tell the girl got some skills. She believes in herself. You give her flowers, but she's still building her legacy. So that goat talk is just too soon. You know what I'm saying? But for college, she's good for college. You know what I'm saying? Just they sell the tickets.
So she's 33 points a game, seven rebounds, 7 assists, 85% from the free throw line, 40% from three, and like 60% non-3. So the stats are there.
Yeah,
the stats are there. She's gonna eclipse the all-time scoring. They call her the Steph Curry of women's basketball because of her 3-pointers.
Mm-hmm.
Does she? I'm gonna throw this at you, Rod. Is she better than Candace Parker? Not just college. We're just talking college.
Yeah, I know. Is she? So are you asking? Is she having a better career or just a better player?
Yeah, both? Is she a better player than Candace Parker? Is she having a better career than Candace Parker?
As Caitlin Clark, she was National Player of the Year last year.
Last year.
It's hard for me to compare those two. But like the chick I brought up, Sabrina Ionescu or whatever.
Yep. Uh-huh.
She was Caitlin Clark 2 years ago or 3 years. Well, it was about 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah, like they call it Kobe Bryant, right? They call it a white mamba or something something like that.
So,
but she ain't came close to these points this girl scoring though.
Nah, that girl Clark played for a better team that believes in her. They feed her the ball.
So She plays for Iowa. Iowa has never been ranked until she got there.
Right.
So here's the thing that here's the pros. Iowa got to their first Final Four with her. They've never been a ranked team until she got there. Well, in the recently, they've never been a ranked team. They never got to the Final Four. She leads college in scoring. She's the national reigning player of the year. Has she done enough to become the GOAT, the women's GOAT of college basketball?
Hell no.
No.
She hasn't?
No.
Who's better?
Is she better than Cheryl Miller?
Yeah, the numbers say.
So with that being said, then Pistol Pete is the greatest college player of all time. Because he averaged 40. He averaged 44 a game.
He's the greatest scorer in college history.
So that's what she's doing.
No, she's 33, 7, 7.
The 7-7 don't mean nothing. The 33
it means a lot in women's. That's women's.
Because if you take it down to 15, 7 and 7, we're not having this conversation.
Sure, but 33 is the exponential.
So 33, she's scoring 33 points a game.
Mm-hmm.
So to me, she's Pistol Pete. Pistol Pete scored 44, average 44 one season.
Yeah,
but he and I'm sure his teams didn't do shit before him, but he came and he scored all these points, but he still wasn't he was hot for that moment. That's what she is. She's hot for right now.
So you won't give her the credit for being, because I think her numbers are ringing loud.
You think her numbers will say she's GOAT
of women's college basketball?
I can't see her outdueling Cheryl Swoops. I can't see her outdueling Candace Parker. I don't her like
Cheryl Swoops was a pro.
She was college too.
She was, but she wasn't this kind of prolific in college. I'm just talking about strictly college. Pro is a whole different ball game. I think Swoops is going to be the best ever in pros, but for college basketball, ain't nobody did with this girl. I'm not a crazy big fan of her, but when you look at her numbers, they staggering, man.
I mean, we saw her last year get beat.
But you see the team she got beat by.
Yeah,
it was like the Monstars. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Their team was way better.
They stepped up. She put up a good fight too. I didn't see GOAT in her that day. If I'm gonna judge her against a better team, I didn't see the greatest of all time going against LSU. You know what I'm saying? I saw a good girl who is a sniper. You know what I'm saying? And when it came down to the line, LSU, matched her. You know what I'm saying? I think she has the numbers. I think she plays with good rhythm. She has a good shot on herself, but I don't think she's the best I've ever seen, in my personal opinion.
Okay. The LSU had three girls go to the WNBA. That's going to go to the WNBA.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of them. It's one of her.
Yeah, so one of her.
I think she's doing a lot for what it is. But
another thing, it's a Bird Magic thing going on too.
Okay.
Yeah.
With her and with an old girl from LSU.
Reese. Yeah.
That's another reason why she's being propped up, because old girl was, last year she was kind of the face of college basketball, but it wasn't necessarily because of. I mean, she played well also, but with her with the eyelashes, the whole Bayou Barbie thing,
right.
That's what she was more popular. I mean, she gained a lot of notoriety. So to me, that's kind of feeding that narrative. They pushing this white girl up,
This plain Jane white girl against this. I got you.
Hey, she got skills. I'm not going to diminish her. She has skills, but
no. I don't want to come off as if I'm saying she's a shitty player or not or something, because she's not. She's very good, but I can't say she's better than that one chick I was telling you about, because she, like I said, she was this. I mean, obviously not 33 points a game, but she was like this a couple years ago when she came out of college. How can I say she's better than Cheryl Miller, the Cheryl Millers, Candace Parker, Shamika Holmes-Claw?
Yeah.
I mean, it's a lot of
30, but
good college
you gotta
players.
admit, 33 points is a shitload of points to average.
Yeah.
That's a shitload of points to average, man. That's crazy. 33 points.
Yeah.
And she
For
did
the
it last
season
year.
or career?
She averaged 30 last year. What'd you say?
She averages 33 for her career or for the season?
For this season, she averaged 33. She averaged 30 something, like 30 point something last year.
Yeah.
So she's done it 2 years in a row. So it's just a shitload of points, man.
I just want to see if it's going to transfer to the next level.
You know, they did an interview with Cheryl Swoops. Cheryl Swoops do not believe it'll transfer to the next level.
Yeah.
She says she don't think she says she'll be a very good WNBA player, but she won't be a great WNBA player.
I'm wondering how her defensive skills are going to be. You know what I'm saying? Because what I was watching from LSU, she didn't put up much of a defense.
Yeah, she ain't no defender.
So all she had was a 3-point shot. You know what I'm saying? Hurry up, give me the ball. So I don't know if a coach is going to, go with that. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
I just think it's hype.
All right, cool. All right, guys. Super Bowl is coming up. The big game. All season, it comes down to this one game. I want to know. Why.
I'm rolling with the Chiefs. They have to be the underdog, but I'm rolling with the Chiefs, the home team.
Why, Jared?
I like the Chiefs. I like the story. I like the coach. I like Mahomes, the best black quarterback in NFL history, going for his third title, right?
Yeah.
Going for his third title. What is it? 3 visits in 4 years, something like that. So 5 years.
4 out of 5 years they played in a Super Bowl. 4 of the last 5 years. He's only been a quarterback for 6 years.
Yeah,
says a lot.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
I think they're running uphill, going against San Francisco. But, should be a good game at first. And if they can hang on, they have a chance. Chiefs.
Right, what you think?
I gotta fucking acquiesce. I hate anything in Kansas City, so I constantly push against them or, pick against them. But the Chiefs will win. San Francisco is not what they're not as good defensively as earlier this year you were touting them they had the most talented team in the last 15 fucking years or shit. They're not that defensively, and that's why I thought the Lions would get them, because I thought the Lions would give them the business, give their defense the business. Now offensively, yeah, they got weapons, but I think the Chiefs will shut their defense down. I mean, shut Frisco's offense down, and it'll be a fucking 24-17 type game.
Mm-hmm. Chiefs, you got Chiefs winning?
Yeah.
Chiefs winning. All right, 2 Chiefs. Squeak, what you got?
Yeah, I don't have a dog in this fight, this Super Bowl. I don't root for either one of these teams. Keep it 100 with you. I don't root for neither one of these damn teams. I like Patrick Mahomes, but I don't really root for the Chiefs like that. When it comes to 49ers, I don't fuck with them like that either. But as of lately, the 49ers haven't been looking good to the point to where they still pulled off wins. This would be a difficult win for them, this Super Bowl. But on the flip side of that, the Chiefs haven't been looking good until the playoffs start. Their team have been dropping wide open balls, although Patrick Mahomes has been consistent this year, dropping the balls and delivering the ball and getting into his receivers and they're dropping. I think at the end of the day, Andy Reid is going to pull out a game plan. He's going to use what Detroit did well against the 49ers. He's going to see what Green Bay did well against them. He's going to launch an attack on the 49ers and put them in a hole. And I think the Chiefs defensive coordinator is going to put Brock Purdy in a trick bag. And I think they're going to give him problems. And I think at the end of the season, the 49ers are going to have a meeting with their head coach. This will be the second time in a row that he's.
You always want to fire somebody with a. You always want to fire somebody.
Listen to what I'm telling you. This will be the second time in a row where he's delivered a team, and the weakest link is his quarterback.
You think Purdy is the weakest link?
Yeah, I think he's the MVP, but he's the weakest link of their team.
He's the MVP of what?
I think he's the MVP of the league. Me personally.
Get the fuck.
Yeah, I think he's the MVP. I think it came down to last week. My top three guys were Brock Purdy, Lamar, and Christian McCaffrey. Lamar definitely cannot get it.
It's over with, Squeak.
Well, this is how I'm saying it. This to me, when you vote for an MVP, you need to wait for their championship. You need to wait for their championship game. All right. Now, nothing you do in the Super Bowl should matter, but from the regular season to the championship games should matter. You know, and to me, when it came down to that last little week, Brock Purdy was the MVP. That's my opinion.
What if the MVP candidate is not in the playoffs?
You can't be MVP.
Can't be MVP.
Yeah.
So you can put up all kind of crazy numbers, and your team maybe just your team got wasn't good enough. You be offensive player. You could just be offensive player of the year or some shit, but you can't be MVP, huh?
I did not say you could not be MVP. I did not say that.
No, I'm saying, but I mean, under your what you saying, if they extend the voting to the playoffs,
yeah, which they should, because it matters. It matters, like your play. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but why? But you say the Super Bowl shouldn't matter. Why the Super Bowl shouldn't matter then?
Yeah, the Super Bowl shouldn't matter because at that point, if you win and lose, that's a difficult road to get to. So that game shouldn't matter for your overall stats, and that game should not matter because the Super Bowl has its own MVP. That's why I said that shit.
So if you're the MVP of the league and you're in the Super Bowl, well, I would expect you to perform in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, but you could choke. The Super Bowl is the biggest game will be the biggest game of your career. Shit,
that's why the playoffs shouldn't matter.
Nah,
it's a regular season award.
Yeah,
just like you said, Super Bowl has its own MVP.
Mm-hmm.
So that's pretty much the postseason MVP. The regular season the regular season MVP is the regular MVP regular season.
I can't believe y'all all three are going for the Chiefs. I'm with you, Ryan. It's just like I cannot root for the Chiefs. It's against everything in me.
I'm not rooting. It's just
I can't even see. I hate to see him have success. It's just against everything in me. I respect the hell out of Patrick Mahomes. I think he the shit. I mean, that dude can play. But I'm gonna speak for my boy who missing this episode. That Bang Bang Niner gang. I'm a Rams fan, and it pains me to say that, but I think they'll beat them. I think the 49ers. I'm gonna take the 49ers. Like from the beginning, I've been saying that's the most talented team I've ever seen. It's the most talented team I've ever seen, man. It is.
You weren't shocked what Detroit did to them?
I've been shocked this whole postseason. I've been shocked that Green Bay had them on the ropes. I was shocked. But the talent on the team always overrides it. I mean, they just talented. They're more talented than everybody. Now,
so I mean, cut you off. So Squeak, you have a point or you made a point. Once Frisco loses again, people are going to start looking at Kyle Shanahan.
Yeah.
He can't win the big game.
Mm-hmm.
Now, he has this talent didn't just come here this year. This talent has been on his team for quite a while.
Mm-hmm.
At least the last 3 years.
Yeah.
They don't have, and they're not going to have anything to show for it. And then I know he wasn't the head coach, but he took some of that. He took some of that heat for that Falcons collapse against the Patriots. So once they lose this year, he's people are going to start looking at this cat like, damn, like what the fuck? Because, like you this genius. When you gonna fucking finally come through?
You gonna say that you know it's coming because of how they look when they went against Green Bay. You know they're gonna say that on how the Detroit Lions had them looking. You know,
I'm not necessarily pointing to those specific games. I'm just pointing at the fact that you've had these talented teams year in and year out, but you have yet to. And I understand it's hard to win a Super Bowl, but when you have the most talented team that some people on the pod have ever seen,
yes,
I mean, at some point you got to cash out.
Here's the difference. Most talented team or the most talented quarterback. The most talented quarterback will win out usually. Yep. It's all about quarterback. It's all about quarterback. I'm telling you, your team, he's doing it with a subpar quarterback. He's doing it with a B quarterback. Now he has all this other offensive weaponry, but if he had who's the middle of the road quarterback? Like if he had Jared Goff, I think he would win.
Nope.
If he had name somebody.
Stafford, Matt Stafford.
He would win.
Exactly.
Stafford already showed you he would win it.
Exactly.
It's quarterback play. That's what wins Super Bowl. The Chiefs wouldn't be there without Patrick Mahomes, Brady. It's quarterback play.
Now, I mean, but that's I mean that ain't breaking news. We know that.
I get it. So how you gonna put the blame on Shanahan?
Because he's a fucking genius.
He can
take Nick Mullins. He can take Brock Purdy. He can take all these motherfuckers. Okay, you got to cash out. You got to cash out.
But see, I'm not making nothing up. This is what happened to Tony Dungy. This is what happened to Tony Dungy.
No.
Tony Dungy lost his team in Tampa Bay, and John Gruden came in there and took their ass to the Super Bowl using the same roster and won it.
So is Gruden a better coach than Tony Dungy?
Hell no.
Yes.
Hell no.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. He's a better coach.
Gruden is not a better coach. He
took the same players. You said it's the exact same players.
He's a better coach. Didn't win. Tony Dungy is a nice guy. He's a nice guy, and somehow or another he got to the Hall of Fame. Like, what the fuck is he? Don't. I mean, that's a whole nother tangent. But Tony Dungy is overrated to me. He's an overrated coach, and because I don't know, he's a nice guy. People like him. I don't know, but
well, he coached Peyton Manning, and that's how he got all the wins. Plus, he got a Super Bowl, so he has a bunch of wins. He has a bunch of wins. He was 10-11. I mean, 10-6 and 11-5. He had a bunch of those kind of seasons.
And he
had the Bucks,
and he couldn't get over the hump. He couldn't get over the hump.
He
couldn't get over the hump because he's a defensive coach, and John Gruden is an offensive coach, and that's
he couldn't get over the hump in Indianapolis also.
Yeah, but that's where he run it at though.
I understand one time,
but he had the best quarterback a lot of those years. He had the best quarterback in the league.
Yeah.
So who's a better coach than Kyle Shanahan?
Who's a better coach than Kyle Shanahan?
Andy
I'm
Reid.
not saying he's not a good coach.
Andy Reid's better than him.
I'm not saying Kyle Shanahan is not a good coach. I'm just saying you're this fucking genius. You got the best roster. You got to cash me out at least one. And I got to get cashed out on at least 2 Super Bowls.
It's just like it's just like when the Bulls had they run. You Utah, you Barkley and Phoenix, you Ewing, you run into the GOAT. You know what I'm saying? You run into the best.
Or you fucking be fucking Bill Belichick and you scheme some shit up.
No, Bill Belichick had the best quarterback.
No, I'm saying he didn't have the best quarterback in Super Bowl 36.
He did.
Which one was
He
Super
did
Bowl
not.
30?
Listen, just because
This is the greatest show on turf. He did
Okay.
not have the best quarterback.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about the Kansas City game.
He did not have the best quarterback.
He didn't have the best quarterback. He didn't have the best quarterback.
I mean,
he went in that bitch and took it.
But Warner was hurt though.
Warner wasn't hurt.
Warner was good. Warner was
Warner
good.
hurt.
Brady wasn't
MVP.
Brady yet.
Huh?
Brady wasn't Brady yet. He wasn't Brady yet. He did come back and win a game, but he wasn't. Brady wasn't Brady yet.
Hey, is Kurt Warner like a middle of the road, flash in the pan type of quarterback?
No, you're Hall of Fame.
He was Jared until he got an opportunity. Like he was kicked out the league. He came up under Brett Favre. They was not giving him no opportunity. Listen, when he came to the Rams, it wasn't until Trent Green that got hurt and he stepped in. They wasn't giving him no shot. And so when he stepped in, because Trent Green got hurt in the preseason, shit, they knew what they had at that point. You know, they wasn't really giving him no opportunity. I don't even think he during that preseason shit. I don't even think he was playing.
Okay, let's not get off tangent. So,
good.
If you're the genius, which he is, there's precedent out there. You can beat the better quarterback, or in this case, the GOAT. Well, no, he ain't the GOAT yet, but clearly he's the best quarterback in the league. So it can be done. He has to do it.
It can be done with an exceptional game plan and exceptional defense. It can be done.
And he has to produce.
Okay.
You can't. They're going to fuck around and they're going to waste this because Debo, with the way he played, shit, he could be hurt the next 2 or 3 years. That defense is getting, Bosa, he got miles on those tires. So they're going to fuck around and waste this if they don't cash out.
I promise you, if he don't win it, that's going to be a trending topic. I promise you.
They can't get rid of him, Squeaky.
I'm not saying I ain't saying they're gonna get rid of him. I'm saying they're gonna bring that up. They're gonna have that's gonna be a topic on the sports network.
It's gonna be Purdy is not good enough to take the team. That's gonna be the narrative. It's Purdy. It's all on Purdy.
Well, see, listen, if that's true, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're right in the same situation when you had Jimmy G.
The quarterback ain't good enough.
So that leads to the coach. Why you keep picking motherfuckers that's not good enough? Like you're not fixing the problem. Listen, not only did you get rid of Jimmy G, you got rid of Trey Lance too.
Mm-hmm. So with the Chiefs barely limping in to this position, you don't think San Francisco is the favorite? I think they have a great chance to beat the Chiefs.
Not when you go to the championships game. When you look at both of their championships game, right? Detroit had San Francisco on the hook. The Chiefs had control of Baltimore the entire game. You know what I'm saying? And so when you see how Detroit, who been up and down all year, did that to the 49ers. And if the Chiefs can do that, they're not gonna go for it and bypass those points. You know, they're not gonna make them dumbass mistakes.
I think the Lions, Jared, they only like a 1. I think San Francisco favored by 1. So it's supposed to be a pretty even game.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be a pretty even game. But so I got the 49ers. Y'all 3 got KC. And I do think they'll break through. They should. You're right, Rodney. They should. That's a good point. They should break through. I mean, 3 straight NFC championship games, 2 out of 3 Super Bowls. I mean, they should break through. I think they'd break through. All right, boys. Let's end it with Swerp of the Week. I'll start with my Swerp of the Week. My Swerp of the Week is the Milwaukee Bucks. They get a new coach this year. They fire Budenhauser, who had won a championship, doing a tremendous job, good record. Fire him. They hire Adrian Griffin. He's has 30 wins and like 13 losses. Great. Second in the East. They fire him. And they go get Doc Rivers to run their team. What the hell are they doing over in Milwaukee, man? What the hell are they doing? They got Swerve of the Week. Doc Rivers already 0-2 to start his career return. So they fired a championship coach. They fired a coach that they didn't give it a shot. That was a 30-13 coach, and brought in old Doc. And now they 0-2 with Doc. You talking about a tank job. Them cats tanking it. So Milwaukee Bucks, my Swerve of the Week.
And he was he was a consultant for them this year.
Yes. Yes.
Hey,
So-
why did they fire the coach? What happened?
Giannis didn't like him.
Yeah, it's kind of that's kind of what they've been saying. Their best player, Jared, didn't like him. But you 30 wins and 13 losses. You got the number 2 record in the East, and they fire you. I mean, what more can you do? Crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Swerve of the Week.
Yeah, I go next. So mine is gonna be an easy one. Is Dan Campbell, coach of the Lions. It's he did what he always does going forward. But at some point you got to, it's not a bad thing to change your game plan when circumstances present itself.
Yeah.
So you got the 49ers, they ran off 24-7, and they ran off 17 straight points or whatever to tie the ball game up. You had an opportunity to kick a field goal to take the lead back and stop that momentum. Okay, yeah, you go for it all the time, but you can't be so emotional and caught up in the moment. You got to look at the big picture. You kick the field goal, you take that momentum back, you kick the ball off to them, make them start from their 25 or whatever, not from your, wherever they were at, because they were in field goal range. Yeah, so Dan Campbell, just you got to stop being so emotional with it, man. You got to look at the bigger picture. You kick those 2 field goals.
Got different
games. I would like to think they would win the game, but you never know. But at least give your team your team an opportunity, man. So Dan Campbell is my Swerve of the Week.
Hey, I'm not questioning your Swerve of the Week, but do you think? I think it went bad. I could have the timeline wrong, but I think it went bad when it was like 4th and 2 and they did not go for it.
No, you talking about on the goal line when they kicked the field goal?
Yeah, when he put his hands up and said kick the field goal.
Yeah, so it was 21-7 at that point. So there's no need to go for it at that point. You kick the field goal. You up 24-7.
That was at the end of the half.
Yeah, it's the end of the half. Like, now that would have, if he'd went for a third and not got it, now that would have fucking killed him.
I think he should have.
They would have rolled right. Well, I mean, they ended up rolling right out of halftime anyway, putting up them points. But me personally, I think that was the right call to make. You're controlling the game at that point. You're up 21-7. You don't need to take no chances like that. Just kick the field goal, go up 24-7, go into halftime. So
let me explain something to you. The reason why you get those points because you're creating the momentum. What Detroit was doing was running the ball, and they was running the timeout on the clock. So they was putting so much pressure on the 49ers. So if they would have went up by 17 points on the 49ers that was not having a good game at that moment, now their defense can blitz the shit out of Brock Purdy. Their defense don't have that kind of pressure that Dan put on them like that. And he did it twice to them. You know what I'm saying? And so they fumble, you know what I'm saying? And then you got a quarterback in Jared Goff that you can't pay him to scramble. He's going to do 2 things. He's going to throw the ball and he's going to hand the ball off. Oh, I'm sorry, 3. He's going to take a damn sack. But he will not run out the pocket.
You blaming you? So
I'm not blaming him. But what you got as a coach, I believe that's the reason. That's the reason Dan Campbell has to coach the way he does, because he's looking at the momentum that his offense just gave up. So he's trying to gamble. You gambling with house money and shit like that. If you had a quarterback that can get your damn first down on 3 and 2, you wouldn't have to go for it on 4th and 2. You know what I'm saying? And I
So
think
you are blaming Jared
he plays a small role in it because if you look back into that game, Jared Goff is only hitting 15 yards. Them damn receivers was open. He had multiple receivers to hit, and that's why he coaches like that. That's not Jared Goff's fault. That's Dan Campbell's fault. You have to assess all that shit. You know what I'm saying? You know who you got. Jared Goff didn't just start playing last week. He's been
Jared
playing.
Goff didn't fumble.
No,
Jared
he did
Goff
not.
didn't. He didn't drop a 4th down pass.
No, he didn't do any of that. But that's why you, as a head coach, can't put that on your defense who've been struggling all damn year. You know what I'm saying?
He did miss some easy passes though. He threw some passes. You know,
but shit, that's their quarterback. Everybody gonna miss something.
Yeah, you listen. What Brock Purdy did to get the 49ers back into the game, not arguing no points, is what you needed Jared Goff to do.
Jared Goff is good enough to take that team to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, they
don't need to do nothing else. They just need the motherfucking Dan Campbell just need to just relax a little bit.
I would disagree with you on that one now.
Yeah, I go the other way. If Gretchen got you to where you are, you don't kick that field goal. If you be like 50% on fourth downs, I think you go for that 4th and 2, score and try to put that game away.
You're talking about it at the half.
But so 28-7, how does 28-7 put it away? That's only 4 more points. How did that put it away?
That's what they lost by. They lost by like 3 points.
Okay.
That puts the game away.
But it's easy to so but you can do that. You can do that at any point of the game. I mean, if you're going to go all the way back to the first half to say, okay, if they'd have done that there, that's the winning margin, losing margin. I don't know if you could do it that way. That way,
that kind of play is what got them in that position. So why switch it up? Why? That's why everybody was surprised when they kicked the field goal. They were expecting him to go for that 4th down.
Nah, you switch it up because this is the one game that'll get you to the Super Bowl. You can afford to gamble like that during the season.
That's emotion. That's emotion that makes you switch it up. I'm saying stick with your game plan and stay aggressive. That emotion.
You are playing the number 1 team in your conference. You know what I'm saying? Like, at some point they're going to figure out what you're doing. And once they figure out what you're doing, first of all, the 49ers is a better team than Detroit. So once they figure out what you're doing, you have to stop that. You can't hurt your team by giving up momentum.
It was fun. They was giving it up. I mean, they was giving it away. They had figured the gig was up.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to take points. At some point, you got to start taking points. The gig was up. They gaining on you. They gaining on you. They got you in a chokehold.
Yeah.
They finna put your ass to sleep. And you just and you flailing, but you don't punch this motherfucker in the gut. You just let them put you to sleep. So it's just you got it. They had them. I mean,
and it's not like we haven't saw that before. We saw that in the Super Bowl with Atlanta versus the Patriots. They went the same exact way.
So it's you have to. I mean, I know you got a game plan. You do what you do, but you have to make adjustments too. That's part of it.
That's part of it.
It's like, I hate to say it, keep referencing it, but the Rams Super Bowl against the Patriots, Mike Martz would not. He never changes who he is. He does what he does. He throws the ball.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of utilizing your best player. Now, I mean, the Patriots did a good job of taking him away, but you still have to try to utilize your best player in the run game.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
As you can see, that was my swerve of the week as well.
Okay.
I'm trying to. If you skip me, I'll try to come up with another swerve of the week.
Jerry, you got one?
Let me go next. Vince McMahon just got caught up in another paying for sex scandal. So now they just got a $5 billion deal, maybe $10 billion deal with Netflix just announced recently. I'm pretty sure he's still getting paid, but he's not running the company anymore.
Right.
So Vince McMahon.
He paying for sex still, or is something in the past?
Nah, they just caught him again. Chick is suing him. Yep, just got caught again.
God damn.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. He got caught, So he was trying to pay for some ads like recently.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Recently, another one. another one.
Oh man,
like 80 years old.
No, dude.
Still going.
Okay. I think I found my swerve of the week. My swerve of the week is Lamar Jackson. You had the doubters going against you, and you were in your AFC Championship game, and you chose to switch it up, and it cost you the game. You chose to stay in the pocket and hold the ball and try to be a pocket passer instead of tucking that mud and taking off and run and mix it up a little bit, get in the rhythm. You tried to outdo Patrick Mahomes and being something that's not you. You could be outdo him being yourself. You know what I'm saying? Being a dual threat, a runner and a passer. And when it came down to it, you chose to outdo him doing what he do. You know, he a gunslinger. He was overthrowing your wide receivers and shit. He was holding the ball too long, taking unnecessary sacks. Just he looked bad, man.
What about? Did you remember that play?
I know what you're going to say.
4th and goal. I mean, it was 4th and inches, and KC they sold out to stop them, and that nigga broke through the line.
Yes,
he got 15. He kind of gave up.
Yes, he started stiff arming the dude from the back.
He looking back.
Yes,
you know?
Yes.
That's
exactly the play I was thinking of. How
he was shook.
He was on some weird shit.
He was. Dude, he put his head down. He scored. Mm-hmm. I mean, he scored. Yeah. I didn't get that. I didn't get that play at all, man.
He was on some weird shit. He just kept overthrowing OBJ. And then on the reception where Flowers caught the ball, Flowers was wide open, and the ball is just hanging up in the air like that. Man, just throw the damn boy a bullet. So that should have been a touchdown. I'm talking about the play where
he put the taunting play.
Yeah, he put the taunting in the play, and I'm like, he was wide open, man. Why you put all that damn air on that ball like that? Just throw the ball to the boy. The boy catch it in stride, and you got an easy ass touchdown. Like he really choked in a big moment. Like, and he really fed into the naysayers about him, man. Like it was either gonna be that game or the Super Bowl where he was gonna do it.
So do you think he self-consciously is trying to prove a point
to Patrick Mahomes? Yes.
Well, no, not to Patrick Mahomes, but like you say, the naysayers, the doubters, the people who said that he's, should have been he should have switched to wide receiver. People that don't think he's a good enough quarterback in the pocket. Do you think that creeps into his mind and his offensive coordinator's mind to where they're going to try to win the game a certain way, as opposed to him just being the dynamic player that he is, running and passing?
I think the answer to that question is that whenever he goes against Patrick Mahomes, he has a problem. He wants to outdo him. He wants to beat him with his own medicine or his own style. And he's not comfortable looking in the mirror with himself and just being him. Like Patrick Mahomes brings out something in him that makes him either go to the offensive coordinator to change that style, because he don't do that shit when he go against the Bills or any other team. He pulled that shit just with Mahomes.
Look, the Chiefs were smart. They said, beat us. Lamar, beat us. That's what they said. They said Lamar beat us, and he couldn't do it. I mean, he's like, we ain't gonna let you run crazy. We gonna be disciplined when we rush you. We ain't opening up no gaps. Everybody gonna stay in a gap, and they gonna rush the right way. They ain't gonna give you no little quick outs. You're gonna have to stand in this pocket, then you're gonna have to beat us. It was brilliant. The game plan was brilliant. They put up what? 7? What was the score? 10 points. They put up 10 points.
14.
Was that the score?
17-10.
That was brilliant. That was brilliant. They said beat us. You can't beat us in the pocket.
But listen to what you said. There ain't nothing brilliant about saying just beat us. What they did is they made him believe that he couldn't beat them being in the pocket.
Well, that's brilliant
He
though,
fell
right?
into that.
I mean,
he fell into that shit. You don't
hey,
control. You don't control how I dish out my punishment to you.
look,
You don't control that. If you saying beat me, I'm bringing all the weapons. I'm just not gonna pick up the assault rifle or just the handgun. I'm gonna use all what I have.
they got in his head, Squeak. They got in his head.
No.
They just like, hey, we ain't go blitz you.
Mm-hmm.
We gonna blitz you, but we ain't finna do stunts on the line. We ain't gonna open up no natural holes for you. You're gonna have to beat us. You're gonna have to stand in his pocket. We're gonna play coverage and we're gonna rush the passer. And you're gonna have to find an open receiver and you're gonna have to give him the ball every time to beat us. And he couldn't do it. Because he ain't that guy. No matter what we want him to be, he ain't that dude. He is not that dude.
But he gonna have 2 MVPs.
He is. I mean, he is. You can't fault that. But I think they snatched the covers off of him. I really do.
And to me that hurt me a little bit because it's like, man, you don't fall for that. Everybody knows their weakness, right? And it may be his weakness that he don't stand in the pocket and throw. But damn, man, just scramble, do what you do. You know what I'm saying? Just do what you do. And you can win. Shit, just do what you do.
But he don't do that as much as he used to do that now. Yeah. He don't run 100 yards a game no more. He just don't do that no more.
But the thing of it, he doesn't. It's him running isn't just okay. How can I explain this? He can't throw the ball 25, 30, 35 times and then run. He runs. His running is effective when they're running the ball.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to get to.
Yeah.
When they're running the ball, that's when his running comes into play. They didn't run the fucking ball.
They didn't.
Yeah.
They didn't.
I think Gus Edwards had like 3 rushes in the second half.
You did.
And the score didn't dictate that.
Yeah. I agree.
So their game plan was fucked up. Like, you run the ball with, in your regular running game, and then Lamar's gonna get his yards, once you get that running game going. He ain't gonna get them, but you just constantly dropping back throwing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if when Andy Reid won that coin toss and the Chiefs came out on the field and scored on their ass, did Baltimore just like, oh, we fucked, and just switched the game up? But I think they got shook after that. But you got to remember, they got the number 1 defense.
Dude,
but the defense did its job.
Listen, the defense did its job in the end. The defense did not do its job in the beginning, and you can't
first drive.
You can't knock that though. You can't.
They gave up 17 points.
Listen, they gave up 17 points. They held them. That's all you want. But for the most part, they didn't create no turnovers. They didn't really get too many sacks or anything like that.
I found if I give up 17 and I got the MVP,
I'm good.
I did my job.
I'm good.
Yeah.
I get you.
Fuck, I gotta get a turnover too.
I get you. Shit, but the game didn't start like that. Shit, the game started with the number 1 defense getting punched in their mouth.
Hey, I don't think if Flowers scores that touchdown and that taunting penalty doesn't happen, you don't think they have a great chance of winning that game?
I do, Jay. I think they do.
I do.
I think
but
they're too hard on Lamar.
No,
I mean, two plays cost them the game. The fumble in the end zone and Lamar throwing that silly ass pass in the end zone. That's at least 10. That's as much as 14 points or at least 10.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But Lamar did. But I hear what you're saying, Jay. But Lamar did play poorly.
Yeah, he didn't look like an MVP at all.
But at the same time, their offense looked shitty. That offense looked shitty. Like they didn't seem like they had a game plan. They
got to get a key. You got to get old Spagnolo.
Yeah, you got to give him.
I hate him.
Yeah, he found his groove in KC.
Got to give him some credit. Got to give him some credit for that. That was a good game plan, man.
Yeah.
All right, gents. Come to the end of the episode of this Pod Deep. If this was episode 47, please like, subscribe, share our podcast with everyone. Until next time, peace out.
Deuces.
Subscribe, comment, and like. Pod Deep Podcast. Pod Deep.